I call this special meeting of the Hartford Board of Education to order. Ms. Santiago, could you please call the roll, please?
Here.
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 Thank you, Ms. Santiago. Because this is a special meeting, we will not have any public comments or any kind of public sentiments. So I just want to acknowledge that and put that to bed, just so I know people were wondering and wanted to have the opportunity to talk. But this is a special meeting, so we will not do that. And is there a motion? Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Do I have? There's a motion to go into executive session. Second session. It has been moved and seconded. Any debate? All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? We're in executive session. Who do we need to?
At Hartford Public Schools, we care about one thing above all: the future of our kids. That's why we're dedicated to providing all students with the knowledge and skills needed in the new global culture. Hartford Public Schools is thriving. More student success stories, more world-class facilities, more university and corporate partnerships, more amazing talent coming and staying in Hartford. This is how education is supposed to work. Welcome to Hartford Public Schools, where the future is present.
Do I have an motion to come out of executive session? So moved and seconded?
Second.
Seconded, so moved. We are officially out of executive session. Right? All right. Can I, you ready? Are you ready for the vote? Are you ready for your vote? Yes. Okay. Can I have a vote? All in favor of coming out of executive session, say yay. Aye. All opposed? All right, we're officially out. That has it. Business item number 1, appointment of Hartford Public Schools Superintendent. After receiving the recommendation of the Superintendent Search Committee, the Hartford Board of Education hereby elects Dr. Leslie Torres Rodriguez to the office of Hartford Superintendent of Schools pursuant to the provision Connecticut General Statute, Section 10-157. And further resolve that the Board of Education further authorize Chairman Stallings to negotiate and execute employment agreement with the new Superintendent of Schools on behalf of the Board of Education to include a beginning date and term of office. Do I have a motion to adopt this? And so moved. Is a second. Second. Is there any comments, any debate on this motion? All right. We're gonna ready for the vote. We'll get ready for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations, Dr. Torres Rodriguez. Would you like to say anything?
Good evening, Chairman Waring, Chairman Stallings, Vice Chair Glanville, members of the Board of Ed. I want to express gratitude to former Chair Mr. Waring, to each board member, and to Mayor Bronin for their support during my tenure as acting superintendent. Today, I sit here before you, proud, encouraged, and extremely humbled. Given my passion for education and my commitment and connection to Hartford, this moment is very special. You know that I am a product of Hartford Public Schools. And as it is the case for me, many of you here tonight have Hartford as part of your story and your journey. These are very challenging times at Hartford Public Schools. As a district, we are confronting the reality and the impact of dysfunctional processes that compromise the safety of our children in the very spaces that are supposed to nurture their love for learning. Not only are we acknowledging the systemic changes needed to provide safety in our schools, we are embarking a very difficult task of consolidating schools. And we do this in the face of very significant fiscal challenges. In the coming weeks, the district will finalize a budget that affirms a very stark truth of having to do more with less, and will reimagine a school district with fewer buildings but stronger programs that infuse rigor and create pathways to college and career for our students. As we move forward, our commitment to each student will be front and center. We have to ensure that our English learners and our special education students have the resources that they need as we provide the academic and social and emotional needs for our students. The work ahead is hard for every one of us. You heard me say that change happens at the speed of trust. How fast we do and how well we're able to change will improve and depend on our ability to engage with one another. So the voices of our parents, our teachers, our leaders, our corporate partners, our community-based organizations all matter. Too often, the disadvantaged and the disenfranchised are ignored. The presumption is that their conditions will result in an inability to persevere. In fact, Hartford Public Schools and even our city is oftentimes viewed that way. The obstacles are steep, but I know we can overcome. Tonight, and as we move forward, as a school system and even as a community, regardless of which corner of the city we happen to live in, regardless of that, we have to become strong and do it together in the best interest of our children. Now is the time for us to model for our children and our youth how we intentionally, responsibly, and respectfully engage in difficult and honest conversations. Through my leadership, I will share and I will honor my commitment by serving Hartford to the best of my ability. Thank you.
I just want to say before we move on with the rest of the meeting, I left all my stuff, so I'm gonna do this from the top of my head, but I just want to say this is a proud moment for all of us, and like Dr. Torres said, it doesn't really matter what section of the city that you're from, what corner of the city that you live in, but I do want to take the time to just acknowledge and express to the young people that you really should dream and work hard and work together. And what we have here right now is we have representatives from the north end and representatives from the south end focused on what we share in common, which is our children. And what we have right now is an opportunity to come together, work with one another, and focus on what we love and what we cherish the most, which is our children. And for someone who has grown up walking over broken glass and needles and playing in playgrounds, when I was at Weaver, I was not thinking that I was going to be on the Board of Education and be chair. And what I did not think while I was growing up at Rawson or when I was at Weaver, that I would be chair of a board where the superintendent was from Harvard High. But anyway, so I think it's just a wonderful thing to see a Harvard High alumni and Weaver alumni now finally running a school and being in charge of our affairs. So this is an accomplishment, and this is something that we really need to recognize. This is special. And if we can continue to work together, if we can continue to focus and work together and begin by learning how to trust one another, we can change education at Harvard for our children. Thank you so much. Are we done? All right. I just want to ask, does anyone else have any business or anything they want to say? Meeting adjourned.